Yeah, yes, hello, you. I have your orange. I didn't bring it with me because I didn't want to bring the 2 vitamin C.
Technically, it's a clementine.
It's clementine, yeah. So are those not classified as oranges? They're something else? Well, you said it with such like...
It's in a different species, I would presume.
A different genome of... So I have words. Thank you, Steve. I've got a quiz for you.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Did this happen in Florida, or is it a soap opera? Okay. Human remains accidentally brought to landfill. Florida. All right, let's see. Florida. When a hired man was cleaning up a Spring Hill home, I don't know where that is, they found...
That's Florida.
About an hour.
Oh.
Hour north.
They found what they thought was a mannequin hanging in the garage and brought it to the landfill. Turns out the mannequin was actually a man who had entered a state of decomposition similar to mummification.
Wow. That was a long time.
Well, the mummy just came out anyway. Yeah, the mummy did just So you guys are near there or from there? Who's from Spring Hill?
Oh, a little bit south.
A little bit south. But you're from there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here, you can have a...
Uh-oh.
For your troubles, here, sorry you have to do it. Woman too poor to afford nurse for mom hires an orangutan instead.
I say it.
Let's see if that's a soap opera.
I hope so.
It's a soap opera.
Oh,
I was on this show called Passion. A woman strips down in public and
Florida.
baptizes herself.
That's Florida.
No? Soap opera.
Wow.
It was in the soap opera Guiding Light.
Oh wow.
But they got right there from Florida.
Woman appears to be possessed, undergoes exorcism.
Florida.
Alright, let's see. So, Days of Our Lives.
Wow.
A couple fakes their own kidnapping. A Venice couple. They won't be fibbing to the cops again anytime soon after stealing a debit card belonging to the woman's mother to pay back a drug dealer for crack cocaine.
Yep, that's what.
Kidnapped and forced to make the purchase at gunpoint.
I mean, you do voice Philly, so...
That's Florida.
Yes. So, I mean, that's you.
Jealous woman kidnaps rival, entices bear to eat her.
That's Florida.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say so. Let's say so. Bam! Bold and the Beautiful.
Just because of the bear not out there.
Yeah. Okay, what about this? Woman wears won't be caught t-shirt while robbing a store. Let's see. That is Florida, yes. And they have her on camera. Ooh, that's gross. Let's see. Shoplifter stuffs chainsaw down his pants. Yes. Oh. Well, that's probably, let's see. Man escapes on lawnmower from intoxicated machete-wielding man. Yes! Drunk man breaks back into local bar for one last beer. He can't find the bottle opener. Florida. No, it's fake. Atheist calls for godless attorney after butter knife attack on roommate mistaken for Jesus. Florida.
That's Jacksonville.
St. Augustine. Burglar misplaces keys, arrested while trying to break back into his own car.
Florida.
No, it's fake. Guy had times with a tree after taking a weird new drug. Yes. A man wears blank the police shirt to court and wins the case. That's Florida. You guys are pretty good at this game. So how many people are Florida natives? Now how many people have recently moved to Florida? You've only been here like a year. Okay. How many people have been to Disney World more than 3 times?
I think everybody here.
How many people have the pass with no, like, you can go anytime, no blackouts?
Yeah, I'm not.
And for the people that have passes, do you find that you go like 15 plus times a year or something?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Every 2 weeks you go. And so when you go, does your pass, it's all part Epcot and all that kind of, those are all connected, right?
Yes.
So if you get a ticket to one, you can go to any of them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's different.
What's that? Am I going to move here? Not because I don't love Florida. It's just I would make studios very upset.
We love you though.
Which I was mentioning to those of you that were in line that the fairy tale movie we're going to be. Very exciting. It's been a while since we've been doing some fairy tale. People would comment on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and they're saying like, I've heard everything from, sorry you're not doing fairy tale anymore. I heard that Funimation lost the license for fairy tale. And this one fan, I told him, I go, well, I would say pretty certain we didn't lose the license. We're good. And then he wrote back. He goes, well, that's what I heard. And I said, pretty sure you can trust me on this. And then he wrote back. He goes, well, I don't know.
Was he from Florida?
And then, he just got into a drunken brawl with an alligator.
That can't be possible.
But who said that, by the way? All right, Jake. You get a pen. I don't want to throw it.
Gotta
You did good.
So with Florida, absolutely, thank you. With Florida, the last time I was in St. Augustine, who I mentioned, I went on that ghost tour. A little like pub crawl ghost tour. And there's some interesting stuff going on, like the people buried under the roads and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of good stuff in Florida. So it's so interesting that this game exists with like Florida headlines. But honestly, when the zombie stuff was happening, it was happening here. So I don't know why that wasn't happening anywhere else. But bath salts are used everywhere.
It has to be the Florida heat.
Andrew, I like that bath salt, Andrew.
Bath salt.
There we go.
And also cannibalism.
Well, cannibalism, it's like people that engage in cannibalism, you need a hobby. You don't have to.
I have nothing
Like, what goes through the brain when you're sitting there and you're like, well, I finished all of Doctor Who, I guess. Bring your arm over here. I don't know what happened. But anyway, so it's good to be in Ocala. I've not been here before. It's fun to go through. One time I was in a land called Cocoa Beach. And I was told by the driver what Little Vietnam was.
Hey.
Oh, God.
And I was told, don't ever go there.
And you went.
You went there, dude.
And no, because he goes, I asked, well, how do you know that? And he goes, well, I used to own a shop in like a little pawn store or whatever. And I said, well, what was the biggest thing that would come through? Like, I was just curious. And he goes, microwaves. And I said, well, why microwaves? And he goes, well, do you know all the things you can make with a microwave? And I was like, s'mores? And he goes, no. Something a little more illegal. Veggie burgers? And so he goes, no, think of the show Breaking Bad. And so he would say that people would come and bring microwaves or bring things into trade and say, what, do you have a microwave? They buy the microwave. So I don't want to go into the particulars of how you make this, but it's just like, what it speaks to, I feel like, is the ingenuity of the human brain. You're in an area, and it's been going on since the beginning of time. It's like, oh, there's a potato, I can get drunk off of that. Boom, you got vodka. You know, it's like, how do you figure this stuff out? It's like, if we were in this room right now, I wouldn't go like, oh, if I melt this down, it can become like salad dressing. Like, how do you, the fact that there are people that figure out how to do weird things with microwaves and glass and all this, like, what is wrong with us? Like, when you watch Planet Earth, it's literally like, the penguins go get food, they bring the food back. That's their day. No one's sitting here trying to figure out how, well, can I sell one of my kids to go get a microwave to come back and buy some glass and then make some stuff out of it and then do it again? Like, no, they're just like, can I get some fish? Feed my babies. That's all penguins want to do. And so I don't understand why we're like, it's so funny because we see such greatness in humankind and then we see such microwaveness. I don't get it. So that's why it's so cool when you guys come to conventions because I mean, maybe they're hiding under the dealing room tables, but I don't see any microwaves around here. That's inspiring to me.
You started on the ovens.
Oh yeah, you preheat to 425, I guess, but it's very positive here, and people make new friends. Have you guys made new friends coming to this convention? Very nice, absolutely, and that's what I find happens at conventions is you guys make new friends, and I make new friends, and it's great. It's very positive, and also there's so much anime to watch. I mean, we don't have time to be messing around with conventional ovens. We need to be watching shows. And we need to be watching. How many people? Someone brought it up. Oh, Talking Heads. Did you see that show? Okay, so Talking Heads. And I don't blame you if you haven't seen it, simply because I don't know if I can say this on record, but. The marketing department for that show is the equivalent to the marketing department for The Sun. Do you ever see a commercial about The Sun or read any? You don't, ever, because there's no marketing for it. That's what happened to this show.
Florida paychecks.
But if you want to see the show, if you go to projectalpha.com, we do an all anime show. We have guests on. I've had Vic on. I've had Tara Strong on. I've had, I've had, who else have I had on? Oh, Alex Von David, who directed Sword Art Online. Spike Spencer, who's Shinji and Evangelion on, all that fun stuff. So I've had a lot of fun people on there. We do games. We eat things that people probably shouldn't eat. And, we do lots of fun stuff. So go to projectalpha.com, check it out. There's all the episodes. We just did our season 1 finale. It was a lot of fun. And we record that show live. And so fans that are watching at the same time interact with us through the chat room and all that fun stuff. So it's like a Geek and Sundry umbrella, like where Critical Role is. It's like if you watch Critical Role, it's that same network. And so just search for O Talking Heads. I know it's kind of hard to you go on there and where do I go for what show? But it's on there, I promise, because I host, produce, and write it. So
It's also on Verve, right?
It's on Verve.
That's how we watch it.
is it?
Yeah.
It is. See, I didn't even know that because, ding, ding, ding. Where's the marketing department? I'm gonna get in so much trouble for saying that. I'm supposed to be such the PC guy and not say anything controversial. But you guys, no one works that marketing department in here. And if you did, I wouldn't recognize you because I never saw you. Oh! I'm kidding. I'm joking. They're a very strong department. They're huge. And so, a lot of good people are a part of that marketing department. When they make it a goal to not let you know where O Talking Heads is, I like it. You're gonna grab that show by the remote and turn it on. We're just in season 1. And so that's what's taking minutes, because a lot of times we're like, what's the latest thing you're working on? What's coming out? What are you working on? What are you doing? So Talking Heads just did its season 1 finale. Outside of that, with a fairy tale movie, we're also doing all of the episodes of D. Gray Man, which is going to fill in that gap between the first season and Hallow. All of that's going to get done. So all 103 episodes of D. Gray Man is going to be done. If you haven't seen D. Gray Man, it's basically like a Full Metal Alchemist, spin-off. In a way, it's a very similar show. They don't have anything to do with each other, but they're very similar. Alan Walker's very similar to Edward Elric. Alan Walker has 2 eyes. Edward Elric has 2 eyes. Alan Walker has, yeah, there we go. So, and he gets called Short Stack. So D. Gray Man is happening. Dragon Ball Z Super is going on right now. I'm Jocko in that, which is a lot of fun. Tokyo Ghoul, which is currently airing, I believe, right? ISA in that, which is fun. And then there are all sorts of things that I'm directing that I can't really mention, but I'm trying to think if there's anything that I can mention. I don't think so. I get all these emails that say, don't talk about this show. And so I see that in my head right now. But there's a lot of stuff coming. Audiobook-wise, I just did one of my second to last audiobook ever, because I'm retiring from audiobooks, is the Conjuring movies. I'm the narrator for all those books about those ghost hunters that the Conjuring movies are based on. The Conjuring 3 is going to be about werewolves, actually. And I just did that book for as it comes up. The last book I'm doing, which I'm recording right now, is called Ghost Tracks. And it's, that sounds like, I'm Casey Kasem. Coming up next, A Ghost with a Heart. But it's, that book's coming, and that's going to be my final audiobook, and then I'm done. But see, I say that, but then it's if I get requested by name, then I feel bad. I don't feel bad, but I feel like it's an honor to get requested by name, and I should do it, so that I take that back. I'm not necessarily retiring from books. I'm
Taking a step back.
Take a hiatus.
Take a radical.
I like that answer.
You're like Miyazaki.
There you go. I like that.
Coming out for that cake cow.
And so, doing that. And so, Jordan and Leah, right? Dang it, what was it? You're Leah. I pointed at you. Okay. I see. When I see that, I say Ash. Ashley. I met a lot of people today. But that was pretty good. I got close. It's in the English language. So there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of producing going on and a lot of directing going on and all that fun stuff. And if you see it, I mean, you follow me on Instagram and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, the Haber sauce from Facebook.
Ah, yes. So on Instagram, it's official_Habergram. And then on Twitter, it's @Todd Haberkorn. And so I actually communicate with you guys through that more than my own mother.
Bad.
But you know, to be fair, you guys have seen more of my work than even my mom has. Now, my mom's very busy. She's retired. But she's got a lot of family to take care of. I'm an only child. What the holdup is, why she isn't watching anything, but I'm going to sit her down one time and show her. What the deal is. What's that? Oh, I think you said it's my mom, black or white. But she does like to do a lot with the microwave. Oh, that is what's keeping her busy. Like, Mom, it's 4 a.m. Why are you up? So what's that?
If she's retired, why doesn't she move to Florida with everyone else?
I think she's resistant. It is true that, like, when you retire, apparently that's the thing. That really is the thing.
It's God's waiting room.
I like that answer. That's a good one. I'm good with that. If any of you have just retired and moved here, disregard that comment.
I moved here in 2013.
But you're gonna move here in 2015?
No, I moved
you
here.
moved here in 2015. Okay.
2013.
Now who came the furthest to this convention, I wonder? Like how far do you think you came? How far was it?
5 hours.
Okay.
Fort Lauderdale, Miami. 20 minutes.
20 minutes isn't far. Okay, yes. What?
Wow.
From Indiana? Oh my God, Indiana. How far away is that?
But why
A 22-hour drive?
Or 2.5 hours.
Or a 2.5-hour flight? 22-hour drive.
Yeah.
You get multiple pins. There we go. They're waiting for you up here. Okay, so do you guys have any questions? Yes, sir.
You said your mother does a lot with microwave. She's not making veggie burgers, is she?
She, actually what's funny is, so with veggie burgers, you know, there's no meat in it. Like when you cook it, you just heat it up. But the hotel, they're not familiar with veggie burgers, even though they offer it on the menu. And so when I ordered it, the guy goes, how would you like that cooked? Like medium well done? You just cook it? But my mom is a badass cook. She's a very good cook. Yeah, because when she was a kid in Vietnam, she had to cook for like 8 people every night. And so that's like her jam. Like my jam is like zombie mode and Call of Duty. So like hers is cooking. And so she cooks a lot. So whenever I go back home to visit, and it's like my birthday, because what happens typically on my birthday, because my birthday's coming up, what's typically happens during that time, it's far away, it's in August, but it's coming up. It's this year. And so when she does this thing where she gives me the gift of no choice. Which I understand, because it can be stressful to have to make a decision, but she gives me the gift by taking that away from me. She goes, I'm going to take you to this restaurant for your birthday. It's usually a restaurant that I don't want to eat at. But that's another gift. It's a gift of perspective. But it's like all I want her to do is just cook for me. Like I miss her cooking because I can't really cook like my mom. I cook, but not like my mom. Like you have your moms. Even if they teach you a recipe when you cook it, it's not like just like your mom makes it, right? Yeah. It's the same kind of thing. The worst dish my mom ever made. She's a great cook. She makes everything fabulously. There's one dish that I particularly don't like, and if you ever go to my house And if you ever find my house, my mom's house, I'm going to be upset with you because I don't know how you got that information. But if you do happen to show up and my mom's in a generous mood and she's making this one dish, do not have it. What it is it looks like, kind of like it's an Asian dish. It's like a porridgey type thing with like little meatballs in it. And so when I was a kid, we ate a wide variety of things. I mean, I've had every cuisine, every style of food, like escargot to this, to blah, 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 just to try all these different things. So she'd make this dish, and I go, what are those little meatballs? Because they're not meatballs, but they look like little meatballs. And she goes, son, just eat it, I'll tell you later. And I'm like,
Oh.
why you tell me now, Mom? And so I eat it, and I'm like, ugh, like, it's gross. And she goes, that's chicken heart, son. It's a hearty meal. It's good for you. No.
I don't want to go Holly Moms with the chicken.
Yeah. So if you ever go to my mom's house, let her cook anything for you but that. So let's see. Yes.
I'm actually going to stand up for this because I know people can hear me. Hi.
Hello.
First of all, I just want to say I love you and your Star Trek continues.
Oh, thank you, Star Trek. That's the other thing that I was. Yeah, thank you for
I
mentioning
grew
that.
up
I totally
watching Star
forgot.
Trek with my mom since my mom's a Trekkie, and I love Spock. And when I found out you were Spock, I was like, oh,
A boy and embodied him.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Not just the voice, I mean. Yeah.
But I have a random question. I know that you have your fairy tale tattoo on your arm, and I just realized you have one on there.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I've got one more to get.
Really? Okay.
I was going to get it here, but I was advised against that.
But I had a question. If you had to get any other anime-related tattoo, what would it be and where would you get it? Please don't be any like really conspicuous, like your butt.
Let's see. I would get. Gosh, who else has it? Now, can I get this tattoo like right before I'm about to die? Because if I can get the tattoo right before I'm about to die, I would get another fairy tale tattoo, but on the tongue, and then just die from it. I don't know where I don't know where all the tattoos, like a ton of anime tattoos. Doesn't Ace have a tattoo, right? Ace from One Piece, does he have tattoos?
Yeah, his whole back.
His whole back?
On
I
his
can't
back.
do that, man. The people that there's someone where she has a full back tattoo, that mama. Like that's hardcore. I don't like getting a nail clipped. I can't handle that kind of pain. But women have higher thresholds for pain.
I can see you
So.
like getting a rose somewhere.
Oh, or a rose. Maybe I'll get a rose on.
Maybe one matching with Vic.
Yeah. Do you know that they do eyeball tattoos?
Yeah.
In fact, what I was thinking, if you guys are up for it, why don't we drive back to Indiana and we'll get eyeball tattoos? You're supposed to say no to that. Yes. Hello again. Your question.
I would like to, whenever I'd like to join or audition at Funimation Entertainment for Dragon Ball Super, it's been my dream too, but that'd be kind of cool anyways. So, yeah, when I start, if I ever flew over there,
Yeah, sure. At Funimation, it's so funny because they started off, we started that company off in like this little building, a bank building, so the bank's on the first level story. It's like this corporate building. And then we were on the second and third level. And then you saw two types of people walk into the building. So you saw one really happy set of people who were going to record, and you saw one really sad set of people. Because when you get out of the elevator, you would go left, and that was the Funimation door that looked actually a lot like that door. And then you go left to Funimation, and you go right to the bankruptcy workshop. So I always knew who was there for a session and who wasn't. And so we were there for many years, and what's funny is I when I still lived in Texas, this is years ago, when I still lived in Texas, I had just bought my house minutes from Funimation because I was going there all the time, so it was like, oh, it's just 5 minutes away. Then they moved buildings to a different town. And so then we moved to this big, where we're at now, it's this big 40,000 square foot building. It's this huge monolith of a building, and we get people that come and audition, that fly in and audition and set it up and contact us, and all that fun stuff. But then we do get people that just walk in. They just go, can I audition for something? And that's the equivalent, just to put it in perspective. Don't do that, by the way. Don't just walk in and say that. That's like going into Microsoft and saying like, hey, I see an empty cubicle over there. Can I have a job? It doesn't work at all. In fact, what it does is you will get Joel McDonald tweeting about you on Twitter in a very unsavory way. But yes, but if you go through the proper channels, why not? Sure, yeah. Yes, your question.
What's it like recording different characters' voices, but just different personalities? Like going from Nazi to Italy. Like, how is that?
Oh. Well, for me, my thing is what I'm very grateful for is that I get to, my dream and passion and my career are one and the same. So that's not always the case for a lot of people, and I'm fortunate enough to have that happen. So I've been doing it since I was a little kid.